everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm here today to talk to you through our instant match reaction after Liverpool have just beaten Coventry 5-0. Now, I don't know about any of you, but I am, on top of the world with that. I think especially the last two games that we've had, we've seen just a completely refreshed Liverpool side. I think obviously against London Bees, that spoke for itself when we talked through that game, but then this game as well was just phenomenal. I think it was just brilliant. It just clicked right from the sort of get-go. So we'll sort of look at like the lineups first. Again, obviously we see a quite similar side to what started against London Bees. They always say if it's not broken, don't change it. Quite similar to the game last week as well. Obviously you see Fernie on the bench and Lawley. I don't think they were both 100% fit. That's why they featured on the bench. But then equally you have Jane back in on the wing, Lynette back in the squad up front. And you sort of saw Bo Kearns play a little bit further up, and you've seen Kerry Holland and Jade Bailey sort of playing a little bit. That's how he started off with, but then obviously we'll get into Kerry Holland, which is just absolutely phenomenal, by the way. No other word you can describe that performance. I think Coventry made quite a bright start. We did take a couple of minutes to get into it. It took about 5-10 minutes to sort of really like get into the swing of the game and the swing of what was sort of happening, but I think right from the get-go we knew how we were going to exploit Coventry. I think you noticed through the game, even when we were 3 goals up, that Coventry was still having this super high line, and all it took was a ball over the top. And we have faith in the speed of our attackers that they would just get onto that. We outpaced them. I think Ashley Hodgson, especially down the left-hand side in the first half, Holland and Hodgson were sort of linking up quite well. Holland would put in a through ball and Hodgson would get onto the end of it, and you'd get to a position where you were in like a goal scoring opportunity. So that was a really good outlet to sort of have. But we definitely worked the flanks really well with the speed that we have and the players that we have in those positions. Obviously Becky Jane, we know she's been playing a more advanced role on the wing these last couple of weeks, which I am absolutely all for. I've seen it twice now, very happy with it. Let's just keep it that way because it was phenomenal. And I guess what complements that is because you can have someone like a Mel Lawley who you would 9 times out of 10 expect to start these games. But you can bring on a Mel Lawley, or you can bring on a Becky Jane and inject that pace again when in the last stage of the game when things are looking to tire a little bit, which, by the way, we didn't look like that at all today. But you get my point. You have these players that can come on and make a difference. So yeah, I just thought there's a couple of standout players for me. One of them has to be Missy Bo Kearns. In that first half, she was here, there, everywhere, phenomenal. I think she's really, really starting to find her feet in the squad. She's a very much creative player who dominates possession and dominates the pace of the game and the outlets from midfield. She's able to spray passes in and out to the forward players, and she's able to herself make those starting runs. I don't know how many times you saw her get in behind that back line and run onto the ball, whether that came off or not, but those creative runs were always happening, as well as her creating them for others. You see her put in Kerry Holland a few times, especially late on in the second half. She was putting Mel Lawley in and etc. So she's really, really got a great thing going in that centre of midfield and that creative outlet that we needed. We all know Rachel Furness is absolutely brilliant, but it's nice to have a different side to attack a team with. There's 2 different options you have there. What is the saying, like it's another string to add to your bow or something like that, you know what I mean? Yeah, brilliant from Bo Kearns. And she's still so young, and it's amazing that we have her in our team and we don't have the threat of her playing against us. So that's brilliant. And this season, especially with the injuries that we've had and the disruption that we've had, the amount of different managers that have had this team to control, she's been given an opportunity to come in and show what she's really about. And I think that's worked for her. It's been amazing. Moving on to that, she assists the first goal. Kind of. She puts in the corner. Michaela Moore sort of tries to head it, comes back out, and there Fahy is to slot it home. I think that relationship between Fahy and Bo Kearns, which we saw for the second goal as well when Bo Kearns hits it in, is something really special. I think Bo Kearns knows where Fahy's going to be on the set pieces, and whether they work on that during training. They know where each other is going to be, so that's how they capitalise on that. But that's 3 now. Obviously last weekend it was the same. Bo Kearns assisted Fahy with a corner. Kind of for the first goal. I'm gonna say it is, just to emphasise my point. That's another combination. And then the second Fahy goal late on in the second half. That again was that link up play between them both. So that is obviously something that's working really well and has been emphasised in training and through repetitiveness. So honestly, that's such a great asset to have, and it's really awesome that it's working the way that we want it to. And then Becky Jane's goal. 2 goals in 2 minutes. Was absolutely buzzing at this point. Obviously Kerry Holland, which, oh my gosh, what a player. I didn't have any major expectations for Holland coming into this side. I think we were just happy to have anyone come in to refresh things a little bit over the January transfer window after things got a little bit hairy. But she's completely taken my expectations out of the park. Absolutely hit a home run with them. Phenomenal. She's one of the first players on the team sheet these last few games. 100%, and going forward, I think that will continue. It's the drive, it's the pace, it's the determination, it's everything rolled into one, which just makes her a brilliant all-round player. So it's great. It's great to see. But she absolutely bombs down that left-hand side, whips in across, and obviously none other than Becky Jane, who knew, is there, and scores. Absolutely fires it home. So your 2 goes up in 2 minutes. Absolutely brilliant. So much joy down that left-hand side. I think one thing that's also important is that's our 3rd clean sheet now in 3 games. And you look back to that moment in the first half with Laws, who makes that great save after she's one-on-one with, I think it's Trussell or something like that. They're striking one-on-one with her. And their striker takes a few too many touches, but Laws is out there spread out, and she sort of, she holds herself. And that's a great save to make when you're one-on-one with an attacker. And that you can't overlook that. That was a big part of the game as well, because then you're going into half-time at 2-1, and then they can still get back into the game, but you just disallowed them to put any sort of pressure on us. So going into half-time at 2-0 was fantastic. And then obviously Holland gets another goal. Becky Jane crosses it in, fires it home. Yeah, brilliant. Then she hits the crossbar, and then again she puts Kirsty Lynette in. I think Lynette goes over the bar, something like that. I can't exactly remember. But for a lot of the second half, Kerry Holland was just consistently involved with all of the attacking play. Just super, super direct. And obviously she misses that chance when she's one-on-one with the keeper, the one that she slotted away against London Bees 2 weeks ago. But then she gets her goal after. So it's that determination which is just brilliant. A couple of words on the subs. Obviously Hodgson goes off, thought she had a great game as well. Bailey comes off. Just solid all round, isn't she? Obviously Lawley and Rogers come on. Lawley instant impact, same as we saw a couple of weeks ago. And obviously she gets the reward for her goal as well. And then the skipper gets another goal from Bo Kearns as well, as I mentioned. Skipper's on for a hat-trick. Absolutely love that. You know that's going to be that. You know that's a good day when the skipper is on for a hat-trick. No word of a lie. But yeah, it was great. It's just an all-round solid performance. I think this team now, we'll go over the Lawley goal. Brilliant again. Kerry Holland fights for that ball down the left-hand side, whips it into Lawley, who absolutely pings it home. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And then you know what? I really wish Fernie had scored that goal. I think she needed a goal, but it just goes over the bar. You would have thought Rachel Furness finishes them every day of the week. It just wasn't meant to be today. But all-round brilliant team performance. I think you've seen over the last few weeks in particular that there is a new form of identity building. There is a presence of sort of confidence that these players are sort of carrying game into game. Which is we knew this team could come out of their shell. It's unfortunate that it's happened this late on in the season. It would have been amazing if this would have been our form while we were still in that promotion battle. But you know, it's now about getting as many points on the table, pushing the teams around us, setting the foundations for next season. And if these are the foundations that we're setting, I'm perfectly happy with that. So I think that's kind of everything. Let me know what you guys think. Always happy to listen. Go vote for your player of the match over on the RMTV social media pages. We always like to know, and then we'll put that out later. But yeah, absolutely brilliant performance. Really happy with that. Make sure you comment down below who you think who your player of the match was. Sorry, had a little brain block then. And yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Always helps us out with everything. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Comment anything you want, player of the match, what you thought of the game, if you've agreed with me, anything along those lines. So yeah, that's kind of it. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you very shortly with another video next week. Who knows? Well, yeah, I do know. Happens every Wednesday. Make sure you check out the podcast on Wednesday. That is all from me. Thanks so much for watching, and see you later.